Did take a second for that to pop back on, but it was relatively seamless. Now I'm looking at this all-wheel drive split. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, me going over a 2023 Kia Sportage SX-Prestige. First and foremost though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Jerry Signer Kia here in South Salt Lake for giving me some time with the Sportage. Check out their inventory in the description down below. And then on a side note, if you want to save time, money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below as well. Let's get into the video. So under the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 2.5 liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 23 around town and then 28 on the highway, with power outputs being 187 horsepower and then 178 pound-feet of torque. And I love how it says GDI and then you've got the carbon fiber. That's pretty cool. Now let's go to the front end of the Sportage. So first off, you can see we've got the new Kia logo here in the center, and then we have this black trim that goes all across the center portion right there, and then notice the silver trim down below. We've got a camera down below that. It's kind of hard to see because of the lighting today. And then notice the daytime running light here with the LED headlights, and then notice the orange daytime running light, definitely unique from an aesthetic perspective. We've got parking sensors here on the front end, more silver trim, and then it's blacked out there at the bottom, and you know, I love the look of the new front end. Coming around the side here, we've got two 35mm tires wrapped around 19-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear as well. And the design of these wheels is pretty intricate, pretty interesting. You've got the silver there on the outside, and then notice how it's blacked out there in the center with the Kia logo. And then here's a quick look at the front suspension. You guys can see here how it's blacked out there for the fender flare, and then all along the side with some more silver trim. Mirrors are body painted. Got a camera there on the side of the mirror. And if we take a few steps back, here's your side view, which again looks really cool. So here's our key fob. Notice we got the Kia logo. We have our remote start there. We've got the lock, the unlock, and then the opening here for the hatch. So we just have to press that and it'll pop right open. Now actually popping here to the interior, notice we've got the cargo cover right there. We've got a 12 volt here off to the side. And then you can see the storage space with the spare tire. And other than that, solid back here. You've got these latches right here lower down the seats, if you guys are wondering, on both sides. And well, press that and it's just slow lower back down. Now let's finish things up here with the rear. First off, love the taillight design here on the new Sportage. Definitely unique. And then notice how it kind of fades into some black trim. So it's not a light bar, but it kind of has that light bar type aesthetic. Got the Kia logo here, Sportage logo. And then notice we have our 4X there. And then you guys can see more silver trim here at the bottom. And yeah, overall, I think that the new Sportage just, you know, it has this cool sporty look, hence the name Sportage. Now here's the door panel in the rear. Notice we got some padding, and then down below, and then we've got some black trim here around the window control, Harman Kardon sound system. And then here are the seats in the back. Notice they're on the recline function, perforated there in the center, and we'll actually pop in. Look at that. Anyways, you can see here with some more storage space, we've got some vents right there, and of course we have our armrest cup holder situation. Can't live without that. Let's head to the front. Now here's the front door panel. Again, you can see here with all of the padding. We've got our window controls right there with the mirror adjustment, memory seats. And then here's the mirrors. They do have blind spot monitoring. And then another speaker for the Harman Kardon sound system. And here's the front seat. So again, you can see here with the padding, notice perforated there in the center. Power adjustments, pedal layout down below. We have this for the stability control. That's for the hatch, your parking brake. I love how the vent's stylized here. And then notice there with the dash, you've got some stitching. Let's pop in. Now here is the steering wheel. You can see the padding all around, and then notice the stitching there on the center portion. This does come with adaptive cruise control and steering assistance. Voice command controls over here, volume controls as well. Turn signal light stock, windshield wiper stock, you know, the works. And then again, that new Kia logo there at the center. Now here's the center gauge cluster itself. You can see full digital gauge cluster. There are some different menus you can scroll through here to see different bits of info on the vehicle. I'm actually going to leave it to show us the power split because it is raining today and I'd be interested to see kind of what that does. Anyways, we got some different drive modes. We got our sport, and I love the animations. And the snow, and then obviously normal at the top. But yeah, it's cool that you have the different animations with those drive modes. Now here's the center infotainment system. First off, we pop it into reverse. You've got a backup camera with trajectory lines. They do turn with the steering wheel. Notice we've got that bird's eye view, and you can go to the different camera viewpoints here. Also, this is pretty cool. We have this like full 360 view, which notice you can kind of change the angle a little bit. So yeah, parking this is going to be super easy because of that. So yeah, I love the camera system. Now, as for the rest of the infotainment system, response time's fantastic. It's pretty self-explanatory. They've got buttons for, well, everything here on the screen to go into the different menus. And so, yeah, I mean, there's not a lot to talk about. Also, we got to go over the climate stuff. There we go. You guys can see dual zone climate here, and then notice all the different things that you can customize there on the side. So pretty neat. So we've got our hazard light button here, and then this is the coolest thing I have seen to date. So right now it's like a radio setup and navigation, all that kind of stuff, but switches to climate control. And look at that, it, like the whole thing changes. That is pretty cool. And then you can see here we've got the little USB 12-volt wireless phone charger, shifter for the 8-speed automatic transmission, heated cooled seats here for the front, heated steering wheel, and then we've got our hill descent control here, auto control. And we have a center locker, just like a Mercedes G-Wagon, just saying. And then you can see here we've got our auto stop, start camera button, parking sensors, and then of course we have these crazy over-engineered cup holders, which, yeah, definitely unique in terms of how that all pops up. Center console, you can see a storage space in there. And then here's the glove box. And then notice the trim here that goes across the dash, and then with the vent, I think that looks cool. And then the padding, and last but not least, we do have a full panoramic sunroof, manual mirror dimmer. Control for the sunroof is just right there in the center, and there you go. So it's kind of hard to see because of the rain and everything, but anyways, 2023 Sportage SX Prestige, and after all options and all that, $37,315, and, well, see how it drives. So let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood, both of the mirrors, which can do a blind spot, then throughout the rest of the rear, and let's set off. So setting off here in the Sportage, and maybe we should clear off the windshield. It is such a rainy day today, and you guys might think that I would not like to review cars in the rain, and you'd be correct to an extent. My camera stuff isn't waterproof, so it's annoying, but lighting is great, and it lets me drive vehicles in, you know, not ideal conditions. So I think that's another big plus with this rainy review, so to speak. Look at all these Kias popping in. Kias on top of Kias, man. That's crazy. Usually I leave a dealership and it's like nothing. Today it's like everyone's coming in. Anyways, let's talk about the Sportage. Also, well, I'm gonna wait for this person to pass so I don't confuse them, because I'm going to demonstrate something. We're going to go auto. Turn signal cameras. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Turn signal cameras. Definitely appreciate that. So I think that's cool. We're going to turn this up a little bit for the windshield wipers. Suspension's good too. That's a big plus. It's comfortable. I like the feeling of the steering wheel. Steering wheel feels pretty solid as well. Quite a bit of traffic today, but it's not horrible. Auto stop start. Did take a second for that to pop back on, but it was relatively seamless. Now I'm looking at this all-wheel drive split. Seems like it's sending more power to the front rather than the rear. It's kind of what I'm noticing. Yeah, solid over the train tracks. Very comfortable. Yeah, it's sending more power to the front rather than the rear. So yeah, you can tell that that's, you know, just part of the driving dynamics. Now let's actually pop into sport mode and see if that changes. That'll be interesting to see. Braking solid too. So that's another nice thing. Windshield wipers work. Hey, that's important, right? This is still such a cool thing to me. It has different sounds too. Such a cool thing. Distracting too though. Okay, we'll see how this naturally aspirated engine performs. Okay, so when you're full throttle, it's 50-50 split. Maybe it's the sport mode, let's see. Ah, no, it's not the sport mode, it's just full throttle. Because it's still sending, still shows it's sending more power there to the front wheels first. But yeah, if you're full throttle, it'll do 50-50 splits. So that's kind of interesting how they divvy that up. But obviously that's just to, you know, optimize traction and fuel economy. It looks like how this system is set up. But yeah, let's, I guess, sum things up here with the Sportage here. So first off, from an exterior aesthetics perspective, I like the new Sportage a lot. I think this looks a lot better than the previous Sportage. Just, yeah, in every way. It's a much better looking vehicle. And same with the interior. The interior feels so much more modern. I just feel like I'm in, again, just a nicer vehicle. And then in terms of the driving, previous Sportage didn't drive bad or anything like that, but this transmission is so responsive. And again, this is the, you know, naturally aspirated engine. The turbo engine's a lot quicker. It gets up and moves, and again, having that responsive transmission makes this powertrain feel a lot stronger. So I think they've just done a really good job with this new Sportage. And so if you're looking for, you know, again, this is a very competitive segment of SUV. So like a, you know, kind of like middle of the line sized SUV that's going to get decent fuel economy, that's also going to be, you know, relatively affordable, come with a lot of safety tech. I'd check out the new Sportage. And I guess, you know, compared to like competitors like Toyota RAV4, Honda CR-V is what a lot of people would compare this to. This feels more modern. I feel like you get more features for the money too. And I think it looks a little bit cooler. That's going to sum things up for our video on this Sportage. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Jerry Sander Kia here in South Salt Lake for giving me some time with this Sportage. Check out the inventory in the description down below. I will see all of you in the next video.